this so-called war on terrorism gives every repressive regime in the world a hiding place, because all they have to do is say, I'm fighting terrorism. Now, brothers and sisters, there is a difference between a terrorist and a freedom fighter. You have to know the difference. If you were a slave master, Nat Turner was what? I said, if you were a slave master, Nat Turner was a terrorist. But to the slave, he's a freedom fighter. If you were in Haiti, when Napoleon sent his armies there, to Napoleon in France, Toussaint Louverture and Dessalines and Christophe were terrorists. But to the people of Haiti, freedom fighters. If you were a part of the Crown of England, Paul Revere, the Minutemen, Crispus Attucks, terrorists. But to the Americans in the colonies, these are the freedom fighters that gave you what you call the United States of America. Now, on this earth, there are regimes that are unworthy. And there are people who earnestly want to be free. And if you lived in South Africa, Mandela was a terrorist to the South African leadership, but to the suffering people, he was their champion. And that's why he's honored all over the world, because he was willing to pay a price. John Brown, a white man who hated slavery and fought against it, to the establishment, he was an enemy. But in his conscience, he died because he believed that slavery would be the undoing of America. Martin Luther King Jr. to many whites in this nation was a troublemaker. Am I lying? Some of you that got his picture on your wall today, when Martin Luther King spoke against the war in Vietnam, many preachers turned him down, turned against him, turned on him. To J. Edgar Hoover, he was an un-American and a demon. But to us, he was a freedom fighter. Malcolm X, to the government of the United States, was an enemy of America, but to us, a freedom fighter. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was called un-American and enemy, but to us, He's a freedom fighter. So as beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, I ask the United Nations to develop a definition of what a terrorist is and use that as a standard by which to judge who is and who is not. The UN right now cannot define what a terrorist is.